What's up, Armor Down? Good to see you. Good to be sharing the practice with you. As always, the experience of the practice, the teaching of the practice is made meaningful because of your participation. So, thanks. Thanks for continuing to support Armor Down and enabling or allowing Armor Down to continue to support you. I've been reading a ton of the Buddhist teacher Thich Nhat Hanh. I refer to him as Thai. It's what a lot of people refer to him as Thai. And Thai came out of the Vietnam War. And it's one of those kind of ironies that the 18th stanza of The Art of Peace speaks to, which is that out of the mire, out of the muck, out of the darkness comes this splendid brilliance of, the beauty of the universe in the form of, no lotus, no mud, no lotus. So the out of that comes these things. Thai is an example of that. Any of the great leaders, cultural leaders, spiritual leaders are an example of that. It's their ability to stay kind of connected to the things that again are expressed in the 18th stanza, the seeds within the heart that are just waiting to come out. It's their ability to recognize those seeds and let them show forth. And it's not they're doing something, it's more they're tapping into this universal kind of harmony that's, we use the word love to describe it, but basically that it's there and that all you have to do is essentially kind of get out of the way. And so the armor is what's in the way. The armor is, habits that are kind of organized around pleasure or distraction, stories that always position kind of a sense of separation or a sense of blame or a sense of um, victimhood, um, obsessions, things that you just always doing. This is armor, right? This is armor. This is the armor that keeps this narrative, right? This narrative of protection, right? In between the narrative and these seeds of love, goodness, whatever, it's in your heart. In between that, right, is the uncertainty and discomfort that shows up when the armor is dropped. Okay. When you armor down, there is a layer of, whoa, what is this? There's a layer of, and you've got to move through that. You've got to move through it. And in the process of moving through it, there's an element of uncertainty. There's an element of um, fear, like what what do I do? I mean, I've interacted with, hardcore people who have literally said to me, "Hey, now that I don't have this armor, what do I do?" And so there's just this sense of like, what am I without the armor? How do I protect myself? And that's the thing. That's the beauty of it. It's there. The love is there. The fact that you are alive means that the love is in you. It's already there. You don't have to do anything other than let it out, nurture it, cultivate it. It's like growing a plant. You don't have to tell the seed to grow. You just have to nurture it and it'll grow on its own. That's the same thing with our hearts. It really, truly is. And you've seen it when you've been in a moment, when you've been in a relationship, when you've been in a sense of like oneness with things where you're just, time disappears, you're totally engrossed. It's just this beautiful experience where, before you know it, it's over and you're like, wow, that was amazing. I want more of that. I want more of that. I want more of that. That's already there. I mean, you don't have to take my word for it. All the great teachers will tell you this. All the ancient sages know this. Uh, it's already there. So that's what we do. When we practice the four skill sets, right? Taming the mind, connecting to the body, the breath, and then opening the heart. is it's just a path into that realization. Let's do it, right? Let's just do the practice, and what happens when you practice over time is that you develop patience and faith. The patience that, it's already there, just have to break through this armor, and the faith that what is in there is really that thing that you believe is, open-heartedness, or that's connected to the divine spirit, connected to the universe, whatever the case may be. So let's do the practice, right? Hmm. Smell and touch. Smell and touch. There's a nasty, decaying, putrid, gross smell in the garage. It's vile. Ugh. If you've ever smelled that dead mouse smell, that's the smell. And if I focus on it, it's gross. Ugh. I don't want to take a deep breath. The pieces of it, the layers of smell are just, if I take a deep breath, I get a little bit of a vomity reaction. So I shift away from smell. The next sensation is the sensation of hot, sweaty, humid. But if I zero in on the hot sweatiness, there are these little beads of sweat running down my front in the space between my shirt and my skin. It's like this little line of coolness. I can feel the effect of the sweat cooling me down. There's a little tickle of a bead of sweat moving down my skin. And that sound just opened up and it's quiet. There's the first bird. It's very quiet, peaceful. Spacious. And the sense of smell is kind of no longer so prominent. It's there, but it's there amongst all these other input. Very spacious quality. Let's go to bell two. And push down into the ground with whatever parts of my body are connected to the ground. So that's sides of the ankles, toes. You can feel my buttocks engaging a little bit. So I'll go straight there, squeeze it. Got everything from my pelvic, kind of everything from my belly button down, really engaged. I'm going to engage it even further. Tension, tension, tension. Release, feel the sink. It's 2 seconds worth of settling in. The tension followed by the release is kind of nice. Go to core space, pull my belly button in and pull my pelvic floor up. Belly button in, pelvic floor up. And let's go sides, lower back. See if you can feel a balanced compression through the core. Tight, 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 tight. And release. I can feel release in lower back, sides, belly. Just a sidebar here. The amount of activity that your inner muscles around your breath, diaphragm, belly, all that kind of stuff, it's very active, very, very active. And if you can feel it, good for you. It's a big deal. Oftentimes these areas are compressing and turning on and becoming tense way before you even realize it. Stress response stuff. So by practicing here, you might be able to feel it in other realms of your life and let it go before it has too much of an impact on your nervous system. It's amazing to me how many times throughout the day, especially the afternoon, strangely enough, my core area is holding in these patterns in response to stress. It's incredible. Sometimes I can recognize it and let it go. Other times I can't. It's very helpful to me. And I hope to you to have this opportunity to practice what tension feels like and what the release in particular feels like. So now let's go up to heart space. Take the shoulders all the way up. Take the shoulders all the way down and reach down. Reach through your elbows. Reach, 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 reach. And feel that downward pull. By reaching through your elbows, feel that downward pull across the collarbones. Down push with the elbows. Now squeeze the armpits. Down push the elbows and squeezing the armpits. See if you can feel the chest region have activation. Chest region activated. Turn it on more. And let it go. Third bell is not yet, but throw a breath in there and just kind of feel what that let go feels like. It's like the whole body's just like, that's nice. Let's go throat space. Let's go inside throat. Throw a swallow in there. Follow the awareness of the swallow with the awareness of breath up and down. Top of the head, top of the spine. Top of the head, top of the spine. See if you can reach the center of the top of your head up. And see if you can get a wiggle through the whole spine. See if you can shake your face. See if you can shake your head, shake your hair, shake the face. And then let that soften. And throw a little smile on there. All right, let's go into third bell. Let's just focus on breath in and out at the nostrils. Now breath in and out between the eyes. Really focus on that space right between the eyes. Now study the breath traveling down the back of the throat. Now lengthen the inhale and see if you can follow the breath in through the nose, between the eyes, down the back of the throat, going all the way down to the tailbone. See if you can visualize and follow that path all the way down to the tailbone. And your exhale goes up the front of the body and out. So it's inhaling down the back of the body, exhaling out the kind of out and up the front of the body. So it's this kind of circular path in down the back, out and up down the front. Imagine an arrow so that your awareness is at the tip of the beginning of each inhale. You follow it like a snake, going in through the nose, up in between the eyes, down the back of the throat, all the way down, down to the tailbone. And then that snake starts to curl back up front of the belly. So traveling up the front of the inside of the body, up, and out, and then repeat. So it's just this cycle repeating. Just do that about 10 times. Last one. Let's turn this inner world into heart centered. Fourth bell. Visualize your heart and imagine inside your heart are these three little seeds. These three little seeds. And the first little seed, imagine, is your family. So just see your family, see their faces, and then imagine that seed in your heart breaking open. Beautiful little vibrant green little shoot coming out. As it comes out and opens in your heart, it starts to spread out, and the leaves become the faces of your family. So see the little leaves as the faces of your family that you see and are connected to, and just feel the feeling of love and growth with the family today. Now, knowing that seeds also root down, follow the roots down and see your ancestors, see your grandparents, see whatever pictures in your mind of your great grandparents, anything that kind of represents your ancestors, your family, whether it's, you know, manuscripts, books, newspaper articles, pictures, things, and just shine the light of gratitude on that first seed. Second seed in your heart, just notice your house, notice your place you live, the four walls, the stable ground, climate control if you've got it. And as that seed opens up and the kind of images of your house and your habitat start to sprout, think of all the things at the root that enable your house to exist. So, all the people that participated in building it, the local, state, federal governments that maintain the standards that keep the electricity going, the water going, the roads, mail. And shine the light of gratitude on that. So just shining the light of gratitude on family, shining the light of gratitude on home. Now that third seed. Where do you want to go with that third seed? Do you want to take that third seed into more gratitude? You know, if you have a profession that you're really, really grateful for, you know, follow that path. But if you want, you could also turn that third seed into your willingness to, you know, plant your seed in suffering. So the mud, right? So you can imagine that seed surrounded by the darkness that you're aware of in the world. Maybe it's the sadness of friends and family. Maybe it's a colleague at work whose son or daughter is suffering from cancer. Maybe it's, some aspect of the political environment, some aspect of the global environment, just some aspect of darkness and sadness. And then to shine the light of compassion on that space and allow for the seed maybe to kind of grow in a way that's a little different than the other two seeds. But imagine that seed to sprout inside the darkness. Maybe it's like that lotus flower that is in dark, dark, muddy water, and you can visualize that little green shoot shooting through and turning into this beautiful flower, just stunning. And what supports that flower, the beauty, is the rootedness in the suffering itself, the willingness to be there and to stay there, not to hide from it, but to recognize the full scope and power of what your heart's capable of. And just feel the vibrance, the life that your heart holds. Just enjoy its power. This garden of love. Hmm. When you're ready to finish, 2 rounds of inhale and exhale. Nice job. Isn't that nice? Isn't that a nice thing that you can just do that? That statement, you're always one mindful moment away from the best version of yourself at each level, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can kind of break through the armor of whatever the moment is kind of eliciting, right? I mean, at times it's been senses that helped. At times it's been the body that helped. At times it's been the breath that helped. At times it's been just boom, open heartedness right away. But what happens is that as you practice, the appropriate bell, the appropriate step will offer its utility, and you just apply it, break through that armor. All right. Remember, you're one mindful moment away from the best version of yourself. Take that into the day. Take that into your community. It will have an impact, and I know you'll feel it. Later.